Where does this bus go?
I don't know. Where does this bus
Where
go?
does this bus go?
This bus? Where does it go?
Where does it go?
Well, hi there. I'm Jack,
And I'm your trusty co-pilot, Ben.
and we are here to help you answer one of New York's greatest questions.
Where
Does
this
bus
go?
And, it's something that I feel like a lot of us have wondered as we've journeyed through Manhattan, and we see such, or Queens, or Long Island, or
Staten Island.
Staten Island, the Bronx,
Anywhere people might wander, honestly.
or even Jackson Heights, Queens.
Yes, as eagle-eyed viewers may have been able to deduce, today's journey takes us on the
Q
32.
as we go all the way from stop 1 to stop
What is it, 26, 28?
28,
I
38.
think it's 28. Don't quote us on that, though.
There's a lot of stops. But we, my friends, will never stop. As we intend to provide you with a vivid tapestry of New York City's, that's NYC's, MTA, Metro Transit Authority's, various bus routes.
Is that what that stands for?
NYC, I believe so. I may be wrong, though.
I always thought it stood for New Year's Child.
Ah, as if for those viewers who are confused, a New Year's child may also be a New Year's baby. With the diaper and the top hat and whatnot.
Oh, so delightful, those New Year's Childs.
Aren't they delightful? Oh, and the sash. Of course, the sash.
Well, how else do you know it's New Year's?
Exactly. So, when you hop on one of these buses, it's pronounced bus, not bus or busse or buse.
Oh, like Gary Busey.
Correct. Who,
He's not
phonetically should be Gary Bussey. And as we would like to bring you back in from one of our various ventures off the beaten path that we will go on, we see us venturing up Madison Avenue.
Yes.
Madison Avenue obviously is named for James Madison, the 4th president of the United States, who he's famous for being the only human being to walk the entire length of Madison Avenue in one breath.
Oh, is that why it's called Madison Avenue?
I believe it is. Again, do not quote us on this.
That is a wonderful fact. Sir.
It is a factoid, and you can imagine only someone with presidential lungs could venture on this. But us, we take the bus.
Oh, we take the bus. It's way easier on our non-presidential lungs.
That's correct. Non-presidential lungs and non-presidential knees. That's the one thing you have to look out for walking through this concrete jungle.
A jungle. I always saw this as more of a concrete forest.
A concrete forest?
Yeah, a concrete forest.
What's the difference between forest and jungle?
I think it's the vegetation.
And as you can see here, we see some wonderful vegetation. Well, I would agree with that, because I don't picture forests having vines, whereas jungles have vines. Although there, we see some metal cable-like vines.
Oh, those aren't vines.
No?
That's for the cable cart to Roosevelt Island.
From the Roosevelt Island Tramway?
Exactly.
You mean our viewers just got an exclusive look at the Roosevelt Island Tramway?
And we're gonna get another exclusive of the tramway later when we see its support column.
Excellent. Lucky people you are out there.
Or certain Q32 aficionados who have taken this bus many a time will be able to recognize this breathtaking bridge drive.
And bridges are wonderful to drive over, under, through, pass under by a boat, because you can really appreciate the individual fornications of each bridge.
No, Jack, why do you use fornication in this sense?
I use fornication in that most bridges are supported by a system of arches, and arches are obviously fornicated.
Oh.
That's how their structure is made up.
That's wonderful.
It is wonderful. It's wonderful, and it's just a small picture that you can see when exploring New York's premier above ground transportation system.
You know, I agree with you there. Subways, even though they go above ground sometimes, are second and only second to the bus.
Well, you know what they call the bus.
What do they call the bus?
It's the thinking man's transport.
Oh, so true.
Has a man ever thought staring, or a woman, or whoever, ever thought by staring out of a subway car window into a black tunnel?
It's like, why do they even have those windows? There's nothing out there.
There's nothing out there. Did the poets write stories about the monotonous black window passings of the subway car? No. They gaze up at the sky and the clouds, like you, the viewer, can do right now.
Through the bus.
So write a poem. Right now. I want you all to take 10 seconds to write a poem.
Just put us on mute and take out some paper.
Well, don't put us on mute, but take out some paper.
Are you taking some paper right now?
I'm going to write a poem.
All right. He's writing a poem, ladies and gentlemen. You've really left me high and dry here. Oh, man. As we approach Long Island City, I would like to give our listeners some bus facts.
Ooh, bus facts.
Yes.
And I'm back.
Oh, you're done with your poem?
I am done. If you'd like, stay tuned, because at our return journey from our destination, we're all going to read our poems aloud together.
Do I get to write a poem?
And you do.
Oh, that's great.
We'll take another 10-second pause later so you can write a poem.
Oh, thank
When
you.
we find a landscape that we're really, really excited by.
Oh, there's going to be a lot coming up because Queens is beautiful. ladies
Queens
and
is a
gentlemen.
lovely, lovely area.
Mm-hmm.
And if you'd like, Benjamin, I know you mentioned bus facts. That took me out of my poetry writing
I'm
trance.
I'm sorry. I
Would
didn't
you
want to
like-
take you out.
To share a bus fact?
Well, of course, we're going to start with Bus Fact Zero, the foundation of the bus and all other bus facts. Bus Fact Zero is thank your drivers.
Always thank your driver.
They work hard. They're the pillar, the atlas, holding the sky, which is the bus.
And I
Yes,
believe
yes.
right now
Mm-hmm.
we are stopped. And if you notice, friendly folks, this is a lengthy stop. And you want to know why it's a lengthy stop?
Jack, please, pray tell, why is it a lengthy stop?
It's a lengthy stop because we are witnessing, or were witnessing, the rare bus driver transfer. Our driver, who, as Benjamin said, works hard, deserves a thank you when you get on the bus and
true.
a thank you when you get off the bus, swapped out for another driver, who also deserves his thank you. And even more, they thanked each other.
They do. Many bus driver aficionados will know when two buses of the same route, or even sometimes a different route, pass each other, they will honk in appreciation.
They call it the old honkin' wave. You provide a toot toot and then a friendly wave.
Oh, that is so friendly.
And it's dissimilar from the royal wave in that it's not a scooping wave, but a side to side wave. Spread fingers usually, not too far spread, not all the way together, but a relaxed spread fingered side to side wave.
That is the wave I can get behind.
Let's all wave now.
Listeners, I don't know if you can hear us or if you are mainly transfixed on this beautiful, beautiful bus passageway. Actually, let me take this time to write a poem.
Please. And as our co-host Ben, or Benjamin, would like to write his poem, I want the viewers to think about Garfield phones. And the simple reason for this is that they washed up on a beach, and as we take another bridge over water, think about if that water may be troubled water. And if so, what is in that water? Those were actually train tracks that we passed over, but the thought bears the same. What are we doing about pollution? about physical pollution in seas or rivers or lakes.
Now, this is very controversial. Hi, I'm back from writing my poem.
And it's a great one.
This is very controversial because as the bus is stopped, we can see a gas station.
A gas station.
And we all know this brand of gas station for more than its fair share of biome disasters.
BP, it stands for Beach Petroleum, as in, we're going to cover your beach in petroleum.
Oh, that is one hot take there, Jack.
Oof! I'm sorry. I touched the take and it burned me a bit.
You should always put your hot takes on the windowsill so they can cool down.
Or get your exclusive hot take mittens so you can handle takes with care. And viewers, as you'll see, Queens is a beautiful tapestry of things. We passed the YMCA, a fun place to stay, I hear.
That was a good joke. I approve of that.
It was. It's a good joke.
It's a doozy.
And as we venture to Jackson Heights, I feel like we should give you the skinny, the down low.
The 411?
The 411, not the 401k though. That you need to talk to your employer about.
Mm-hmm.
But some facts. Now, as the crow flies, how far do you think it is to Jackson Heights, Queens?
We all know it doesn't take, 28 stops or more to get to Jackson Heights, Queens for crows.
Not if you're a crow. You can just crow your boat all the way over there.
Oh man, do you have any other crow jokes up in your pocket?
No. No, I don't. Crow your boat's the only one you're going to get. It's 5.22 miles for the crow.
What?
Exactly. Such a short trip. Such a trip that does not allow the crow to experience the scenic beauty of Jackson Heights.
Here we are almost at the end of our journey, and I feel like this is my favorite part of Jackson Heights, purely based on these beautiful brownstones, these wonderful gargoyles, these delightful mansions.
It's a delightful mansion-esque facade that lends itself to a really quiet and neighborhood feel community. And that community is one that developed the hit game Scrabble.
Oh, Jackson Heights birthed the game Scrabble?
Of course. Jackson Heights is the birthplace of not only Scrabble, but one of our favorite restaurants that we'll be hitting in just a few minutes. That restaurant, my friends, is known, well, to us gringos as the Running Hot Dog. But to those in the know in Jackson Heights, El Perro International Fast Food is one of a kind.
It is truly a delight.
And what pray tell did we dine on at El Perro? What can the lovely people out there be prepared for?
Oh man.
Just a teaser, just an appetizer for them.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I had a hamburger with something special on it.
A special hamburger from a special neighborhood.
And what did you have, sir, pray tell?
Oh, I had a special hot dog with a spicy flair.
And we both had Coca-Cola, I believe.
I believe it was the beverage of champions.
Now, personally, I'm more of a lemon lime soda kind of man.
A lemon lime soda. And what lemon lime soda do you believe to be superior?
That is a good question, but I don't believe in choosing favorites.
Which is why we'll never pick a favorite neighborhood.
Or bus line.
Or bus line, because all buses were created equal.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if you take the SBS, the Select Bus Service, there is Wi-Fi and USB ports to charge your phone.
Oh, there is?
There are. That's bus fact 272. Select Bus Services are the most modern of buses and contain such luxuries as chargers or Wi-Fi.
Oh, they also have those overhead stop screen things, right?
Ah, yes, of course.
There's some good buses. I like those buses.
There are some good buses out there. But we must never forget really all buses are good buses.
That's true.
And we continue along this scenic tour of brick, and it displays a lovely amount of care and touch on the bricklayer's part.
You know what makes me sad?
What?
Many Manhattanites I meet who are living here temporarily or only living here temporarily, they tell me that they've never taken the bus.
Why never taken the bus?
Never taken the bus, and I don't understand that. Why does the bus get such a bad rap?
Do they dare to dream? Do they dare to pick their heads up from their phones or their books and look outside?
No, they just order a car or they take the subway, and I feel like that is very wasteful.
The bus is like Uber with personality. The bus doesn't restrict you from social engagement or observation.
Well, the bus is the original Uber pool.
It is. It's better than an Uber pool because it's bigger, and everyone knows
It's cheaper.
it's cheaper. That bigger and cheaper equals better.
Mm-hmm.
That's a math fact.
Oh,
Now, one thing that you need to remember if you're taking a buswards journey is bus fact 732. And that's, your bus driver is not a tour guide. Your bus driver is there to support you and to help you, but do not ask frivolous questions. Don't disturb your bus driver.
is where does this bus go a frivolous question?
Where does this bus go is a question that must be answered at some point. At every point that you see a bus, what we want you to do is think,
Where does this bus go?
and write us at wheredoesthisbusgo@gmail.com. And we would like you to submit a query, a question, or whatnot of where does this bus go.
Oh, right here you can see the end of the line.
Here we are. We've just hopped off the bus. You can tell it's the end of the line because of the pileup of buses.
Waiting to go on to the line.
To start all over and take a fresh crop of Jackson Heightsites over to Manhattan.
Oh, it's truly beautiful. Hello and welcome back to
Where Does
This
Bus
Go? And we are now on our return journey on the Q32, passing by this beautiful Jackson Heights transport depot.
A transport hub like none other. And if you recall from our journey out there, that is where our bus drivers swapped.
That is true.
And as we venture out, we have to comment on what a beautiful day it is. You see Mr. Blue Sky up there waving his hand.
Now, I believe, Jack, you had a special Jackson Heights Jackson fact.
I did have a Jackson Heights Jackson fact, and that comes from just the fact that it's such a beautiful day. And where would you like to be on a beautiful day? Describe some places.
In a marsh.
Or a meadow. Or a marsh known as Travis Meadow. And that, my friends, is what Jackson Heights was before its development. It was a marsh that was called a meadow.
Wow.
Isn't that lovely?
That is really dressing something up, I must say.
I don't know. I prefer marshes to meadows.
You do? Would you
I
prefer
do.
Jackson Marsh to Jackson Meadow?
Well, it's Jackson Heights. However, I prefer Travis Marsh to Travis Meadow. Let's be honest with the people out there.
Oh, excuse me for the little name kerfuffle right there.
Well, we won't play the name game today. And, you know, when it's such a beautiful day, you may want to experience fresh air.
Yes.
And how, pray tell, can we experience fresh air on a bus?
Well, my dear friend Jack here, he is not a New York City native. He is an Albany native, and
Home of the steamed ham.
he wasn't aware that you can just open up your bus window.
I did not. In Albany, where you come from, that comes from with 3 ruler slaps on the left hand.
Oh, from the bus nuns?
Yes, from the bus nuns. The bus nuns of Albany. They're famous for 2 things: their piety and
Yeah.
cruelty.
And of course, for keeping windows closed on buses.
Exactly. Because you know what they say about nuns.
What do they say about nuns?
You're not doing God's work if you're not sweating in your habit.
Is that true?
It is true.
What a delightful fact.
Please don't quote us on any of
Oh,
this.
please don't quote us on any of this. Look at these beautiful storefronts we are driving past currently.
It's just
It's a
lovely
lot.
to see the development of a city, of a whole community, a whole population, you know, a place where you can go and get a specialty hot dog or a super hamburger with 3 quail's eggs speared into it with toothpicks, as well as a side of berries and cream.
And now, since we've all seen the logo for this restaurant, what's under that hot dog sunglasses, and why is it eating a hot dog?
Why is the hot dog eating a hot dog? Why is it running while eating, which I've been told is very dangerous?
Well, I mean, if you're a hot dog, I believe your biology would be quite different.
It's true. They look like they can have quite the quick metabolism as it's just a tube.
Do you think they have like a stomach and a whole digestive system, or whatever they eat becomes part of them?
I believe hot dogs are made of digestive systems, which would imply that they've managed to develop their own digestive system. No.
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 Okay.
So that's the consensus. No.
Thank you.
And it's interesting to think about the ability of you all to open your bus window, because that is not an exclusive privilege to bus style transits.
That is true. The subterranean railway, also known as subway, has windows that you can open. But in all truth, who wants to open those?
Doesn't Subway, isn't that an acronym?
Oh, what is that an acronym for?
Sandwich under Broadway.
Oh, is that what sub stands for?
That's what I believe it does. I thought Subway and Subway were the same things, except that Subway restaurants are obviously above Broadway, but they get their sandwiches from below.
I have a query to query back right back at you.
Is it a culinary query? Or?
I'm sorry, it's not a culinary query. So, NYC.
Yes.
We all know what that stands for.
New Year's Child.
Oh,
We covered this earlier in the episode.
Sorry. I'm confused. I thought it stood for North Rorschach Yacht Club.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Different.
The humble New Rochelle Yacht Club.
Yeah. The New Rochelle Yacht Club.
Now,
NYC.
the NYC is an exclusive membership. We personally, we've applied as a pair, have been rejected 4 times. They told us to come back with a yacht or don't come back again. And, you know, one day we may come with an aqua bus.
Ooh, I would love to come with an aqua bus.
Not a ferry, but a bus that transports you along the river and then seamlessly transitions to dry land, much like a duck boat, but more dignified.
Some say it is the duck boat for the thinking man. Many a poem has been written on a duck boat, I must say.
It has.
I mean an aqua bus. Excuse me, listeners.
Yes.
Not to mislead you, but also do not quote me on this.
And we will be referring to all duck-style boats as aqua buses going forward.
Have we talked about the Mandarin duck yet?
We have not. We have not talked about the Mandarin duck, and I think our listeners, viewers, would be really intrigued by just the sheer volume of exotic birds in Central Park, but this Mandarin duck especially. Benny, do you want to catch the folks up on the what's what, the 411 on the Mandarin duck?
Well, the 311 on the Mandarin duck is that there is a duck. Usually they stay in the different part of the northern hemisphere.
The Mandarin part.
The Mandarin part.
In China.
But one of them has luckily found its way to New York, specifically to a southern pond in Central Park. and it is a truly beautiful sight. The only problem is there are so many ducks in that pond.
One might even say there were too many ducks in the pond, except for the fact that the ecosystem, or ecosystem, is thriving.
That is true. That is true.
It's thriving, and as you gaze out upon the Hudson River, the East River, a pond, a puddle,
Mm-hmm.
perhaps think about the humble ducks that grace those waters.
And here we can see our return trip to Manhattan. So I'd like all of you to please take out your poems.
Take them out, or write one.
Finish your poem, please.
We'll give you a 5 count.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we're about to read ours.
Great, you're all Walt Whitman by now.
I would hope so, or you've at least plagiarized some delightful bus poetry.
I hope you've plagiarized some Walt Whitman for us, because we'll be very disappointed. Again, please email your poetry submissions to wherethisbusgo@gmail.com. And I'd like to share my poem first. I believe it's a poem that adequately expresses my feelings towards this journey with this pink, lovely sunset, and you can see an aeroplane taking off in the distance.
This is such a delightful view, I must say.
It is. It's a view that inspires. And with that, I will begin.
Please.
This bus, my gusto, parades onwards.
That's so delightful.
Was it not?
Wow.
And while you all share your poems aloud, we'd like for Ben to share his.
I would like to give our listeners some time to share their poems with their friends
And family.
and roommates.
And cats.
Yes. They might not be friends.
Please
but
don't
Yes.
share it with a sugar glider, as sugar gliders make wonderful pets, but they are not legal in the greater New York metro area. So refrain from sharing these poems with your sugar gliders, lest they feel welcome.
All right, here we go. Bussy, bussy, hey, hey now. Bussy, bussy, go, go now. Fight the man. And this brings us to
Wow.
our the end of our show almost. I'd like to thank you, Jack.
I'd like to thank you as well.
Listeners, we are shaking hands
A
currently.
hearty left-handed shake, which is bus protocol.
And we'll see you next time on Where
Does
This
bus
Go.
go?